Every time Inspector Ray drop a video, I feel like I gotta drop a video because these should be interesting as fuck. When victims kidnapped on camera. I don't know like what the fuck is good with this nigga's like titles and shit. I think he's illiterate. Cause I feel like he'd be missing a couple words in the fucking title. It's like filling the blank. What the fuck? Bro, real shit. If this is how you get kidnapped, why not bite the nigga? Please help me! Yo, I would have reached over towards his neck or his ear and would have said, "Hum." Fuck are you talking about? Just let him pick you up. Bro, how'd he put you in a car, bro?
Are kidnapped on camera. Let's start with this very violent suspect, caught on camera trying to snatch a little girl away from her mother at a Dollar General store. On June 7th, 2016, a mother and her 13-year-old daughter.
If y'all hear construction in the back, that's because they're remodeling my apartments and shit.
30-year-old Craig Bonello decided it was a good time to kidnap the minor.
Yo, that gotta be a parent's worst fear. Going to the store with your kid thinking like everything is straight, and then all of a sudden somebody's just trying to snatch your kid from you. And it's not even snatching, like picking up. The nigga's dragging your kid. Look, he's dragging your kid.
Florida, when 30-year-old Craig Bonello decided it was a good time to kidnap the minor.
Like, bro, he's dragging the kid. You thought you was gonna get away with this shit? The mom is physically yelling. At that point, I'm not saying I'm in this dude's position, but I'm saying any sane person that, well, you're not even sane if you do this shit. Any person that's doing this shit, that had some, like, any person that were to do this shit that had some type of, like, brain or knowledge would let go of the child as soon as you hear the mom fucking yelling and run. Why the fuck are you still trying to take the child? I guess he's just the all-in type of nigga. I don't fucking know, bro. He throws his chips all in. He's still dragging the kid, bro.
In what became a literal tug of war, the mother fought fiercely to wrestle her daughter free from Bonello's grasp as he tried to drag her away. The mother prevailed, forcing Bonello to flee without the child as he attempted to
So he gained common sense.
escape the store. An arriving deputy apprehended him. He was charged with kidnapping, but was remanded to a mental health facility after being found mentally incompetent to stand trial. Next up, a doorbell cam.
There needs to be more tests and shit to like really evaluate somebody as mentally ill. What if he's just a pedophile? You're considering a pedophile now as a fucking mentally ill person? Nah, bro.
Camera captured a dangerous criminal snatching a young girl from her mother's grasp and driving off to do evil things to her. On May 18th, 2019, law enforcement across Texas launched a high-priority manhunt after 51-year-old Michael Webb forcibly took an 8-year-old girl from her mother and fled in a vehicle.
Lee?
Later, Fort Worth police received a tip suggesting the child might be inside a nearby hotel, eventually locating the suspect in one of the hotel rooms. The child might be inside a nearby hotel, eventually locating the suspect in one of the hotel rooms.
You're fucking weird. You just kidnapped the 8-year-old from a mother's hands. You rented a fucking hotel. And then once your fucking thing is getting raided, you're over here saying, hold on, I'm getting dressed. You're not helping your situation, bro. You already made it seem like you already did the deed or you were doing the deed. To a 8-year-old. To a fucking 8-year-old, bro. Getting dressed. Yeah, break that shit, bro. That guy's a weirdo, bro. Nigga said I'm getting dressed. You have a whole 8-year-old child in the fucking room, bro. And you rented a hotel just for that you and the 8-year-old child. Blood on the bed? Blood on the fucking bed. That's... He already did what he had to do, and he hurt that poor child. People like this should get fucking, like, not even killed in jail, but they should, like, get so hurt to the point where they're almost about to die, and then they get revived again in the hospital, and then they get sent right back to jail to get the same beating. I feel like they should just have that until they can't physically take it anymore. Like, until their bodies just quits. Feed them enough so they could heal. Once they're healed up, beat them the fuck up again. Because why the fuck are you raping a fucking 8-year-old, bro? You kidnapped the 8-year-old from a mother's fucking hands, gang. From a mother's hands. Then you proceeded to go get a hotel room. Then you proceed to do what you gotta do to the poor fucking child. And then when the cops is at your door, you over here saying, hold on, I'm getting dressed. And then they see blood on the fucking bed. That child is traumatized forever, gang. Thanks to you. Thanks to your little impulsive fucking thoughts. Fuck. Fucking disgusting, bro.
Officers rescued the girl and rushed her to safety, but disturbing evidence at the scene, such as bloodstains on the bed, suggested her innocence was already stolen. The suspect, found unclothed at the scene, was arrested and taken into custody.
We need an EMT. Get home MedStar. Yes, no, don't worry about the clothes. Don't worry about the clothes. Let's go. Come on, sweetheart.
The girl don't even know what's happened, bro. The kid doesn't even know what happened, bro. The kid doesn't even know what fucking happened, bro. There was blood on the fucking bed and the kid is over here saying, yeah, I'm okay. Bro, what? 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 That shit took my appetite, bro. Real shit. Damn.
After receiving treatment at the hospital, the child was reunited with her family, while the suspect was booked into jail and, during questioning, admitted to having used threats to intimidate the child.
What did you say to scare her, Michael?
Stop crying, bro. You's a bitch. You's a bitch. You's a bitch, bro.
The suspect faced charges of kidnapping and sexual assault, and the jury delivered a guilty verdict in under 10 minutes. Michael Webb was handed a life sentence without...
Yo, you heard that shit? You heard that shit? That judge felt that shit in his fucking soul, bro. You heard that shit? In less than 10 minutes, he got sentenced to life without the possibility of parole. You want to take a little kid's innocence, bro? We gonna take your whole life away. Fuck you.
The suspect faced charges of kidnapping and sexual assault, and the jury delivered a guilty verdict in under 10 minutes.
Fuck that nigga.
Was handed a life sentence without the chance of parole. Following the sentencing, the Pleas state prosecutor had this to say.
We hope, that this gives a measure of comfort to the victim and to the family and to this community, that he's never going to be out.
He's never gonna be out. He's gonna get sexually assaulted in jail every day. Every day. Every day. You don't play with kids, bro. You made her bleed. Once they hear that shit in the jail.
CCTV footage caught a deeply disturbed man abducting a little girl who had come to his sister's home for a sleepover.
Bro, what the fuck?
On March 2nd, 2024, Akron police responded to a neighborhood after receiving reports that a man...
If that's the father, I know he did right by getting his daughter, but he still did wrong by not getting a gun and fucking shooting him. Because if my daughter gets grabbed by a fucking nigga outside of my house, he's getting shot. You're on my property touching my property. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not saying like my child is my property, but it came out my nutsack, so it is my property. You touching my property on my property, so it gives me every single right to just boom, boom, boom. You feel me?
Man had abducted his
I don't know if I'm
sister's
tweaking.
child, who was staying overnight at the home he shared with his sister and niece, and had attempted to
Wait, what?
Who was staying overnight at the home he shared with reports that a man had abducted his sister's friend's child. Who was
A man had abducted his sister's friend's child.
staying overnight at the home he shared with his
So he was staying at his sister's house, and he seen his neighbor had a daughter, so he went and go take the daughter. Nigga, you're weird.
sister and niece, and had attempted to flee with her to a nearby neighbor's house.
Oh. Oh, never mind. So this dude took his niece to a random neighbor's house to try to do some weird shit? I don't know. This is fucking crazy, bro.
Jeez, dude. Dad!
What are you doing?
Dad!
What are you doing?
Help me, dude. What the f is that?
What the f are
Hey,
you
it's a
doing?
little girl.
What are you doing?
Man, get the fuck out of here! Help me, dude! Help me!
He's high. He's high off drugs. He's high off drugs. He asked you, what the fuck is this? He's like, it's a little girl for you or some shit. Bro, he's weird.
Come here! No, come here!
I'm
Come here!
doing that. I
Who are
swear
you?
to God! I'm gonna kill you! I'm gonna
Come here, who?
kill you!
What is your name?
God! Take my dick! Take my dick!
Go in the house. Go in the house. Go in the house. Hey, man, what the f? Go in the house.
I need to go back to
Okay, yes, go in the house. I'm fine. You fine here. I'm not going. No, go.
Dude, I'm gonna kill you!
Get in here.
Help me! It was he was still inside the glass!
What the f is going on?
Bro, that brother needs to be mentally evaluated. There's something wrong with him. You took your sister's fucking daughter. You took your niece to a neighbor's house and then offered her to your neighbor. What the fuck was you expecting, nigga? Genuinely. He was touching me up. Oh, hell no.
Who is this? What the f is you doing?
The neighbor to whose house the suspect had taken the child intervened immediately, securing the child from the deranged man. It wasn't until the officers arrived to investigate, finding the suspect already restrained at gunpoint by the brave neighbor, that it became clear the suspect was suffering from serious mental health issues.
He don't got no gun though? No. Alright. Cool. Go back inside. Let me figure out what's going on.
Hey, this sounds like a black cop, and this is a black neighbor, so there should be no issues between the two.
He right here around, can slow down.
And this is a white dude.
I have the nail right here on the porch.
I apologize for that.
Stand up. Listen.
17, I copy.
Bitch.
All right, listen.
You know?
That's my neighbor. That's my neighbor's brother.
Okay.
He did yard work for me and everything. For some reason, he came to me with a little girl tonight.
Help me, man. Where the little girl at? In the house.
The child was safely returned to the parents, who were called to the scene, while the suspect was taken to jail and charged with kidnapping.
Look at this nigga, bro. Look at this nigga, bro.
Next, this dangerous man was caught on camera trying to kidnap two children from their mother's arms, violently assaulting anyone who tried to stop him.
He's after the lady with the kids. He's in the store. We can't get him out.
On May 25th, 2025.
Oh,
at
damn, this
Jeff's
shit was
convenience
recent as
store in Las
fuck.
Cruces, a woman was preparing to
This shit
leave in
just
her
happened.
vehicle with her 2 children when 22-year-old Daniel Beltran Arroyo suddenly attacked her, demanding.
Why you want to ruin your life at such a young age? Like, I still don't get why 70-year-olds, 80-year-olds do what they do with minors and shit, or try to like get at little kids. But it's more understandable because they're towards the age of dying. So it's like they don't give a fuck. You have a whole life ahead of you. You fucked it up just to fuck it up.
That she hand over the kids. The disturbing scene prompted passersby to quickly call the police.
He's after a lady with her kids. He's in the store. We can't get him out. They're on their way. Everybody's on their way, okay?
Several passersby tried to intervene, but were brutally beaten by the violent suspect. Even as they managed to distract the suspect long enough.
Damn, this nigga was really
back into the store. The suspect.
Did he just swing at a female just to get at 2 kids?
Even as they managed to distract the suspect long enough for the children to run back into the store,
He
the
swung at
suspect
her.
chased after them, assaulting store employees and even punching an elderly man who tried to intervene, leaving him bloodied. The suspect then made his way to the restroom where the mother and
Yo,
her 2
he got that old dude leaking, bro.
children
He
were
got that
hiding
old
and began
dude
trying to keep the
leaking,
door
bro.
It's okay. They're on the way. They're almost there, okay?
While police had not yet arrived, hope was not lost. 16-year-old high school wrestling champion Kanan Bauer, who was getting gas a street away, heard the commotion and raced into the store, despite visible bloodstains on the floor, which would have scared most away. Kanan went straight to the restroom, tackled Arroyo, dragged him into the store aisle, and used his wrestling skills to restrain him for over 7
W.
minutes until officers arrived to take Arroyo into custody.
Fucking
Arroyo was
W.
charged with kidnapping, battery, and assault. Tragically, in an unrelated accident in 2022, the brave young hero Kanan Bauer lost his life in a fatal motorcycle crash.
Damn, bro. So he was a hero. But he just got his shit took. It's crazy how life is. You save or you try to help other people, but in the moments where you need it, you can't help yourself.
Cam footage captured a deranged man who had kidnapped an elderly woman and was attempting to throw her off a balcony.
Where is he?
On October 24th, 2024, Queensland police responded to an apartment complex following reports that 23-year-old Tyrone Kuwaiti Sampson had thrown an electric scooter from a balcony and taken an elderly woman hostage.
Where is he?
Yo, he was really about to throw her though. He was reaching for the waist and to grip her and throw her, but then he saw cops on both ankles. He said shit. Yo, bro, this is the most scariest nigga I seen, bro. This nigga is scary. He hesitated on throwing the old lady, and then he hesitated on throwing himself. Game, do you want to do the crime or not? He doesn't want to do the crime. Look at this shit. Chokes her. Chokes her. Oh, I'm gonna throw her? Nah, psych, nah. Oh, I'm gonna throw myself? Psych, nah.
At Planet Fitness, there's a number of ways to get strong, and they all add up to one membership.
Yo,
Planet Fitness
bro.
Card. Access education.
You some scary ass nigga, bro. He had about, look, somebody called the cops on this dude because he was harassing the old lady probably. That shit probably was like 15 minutes ago that the call was sent to the police. So he was probably harassing this old lady for like 20-25 minutes. The police pull up, and you telling me in those 25 minutes you ain't throw the old lady down there, you ain't hurt her or anything. You waited for the police to pull up, aim shit at you, and then you gonna hesitate to throw her. You gonna hesitate to throw yourself, and then you get tased in midair. You some sad ass nigga, bro.
Reach for something in your pocket. Let your hand go.
Oh, really? Calm down. Just for a cigarette. My watch.
This nigga just start barking. My watch.
Wilson was later transferred to jail, where he
Yo,
faced charges
what the
including
fuck is
obstruction,
wrong with
destruction
him,
of
bro?
police property, and assault, ultimately receiving a 10-month prison sentence. Next, police had to rescue a woman from her psychotic ex-boyfriend who had kidnapped her across state lines
Shit,
in an
right as
attempt to
hell.
force her into marriage.
I was in Las Vegas. He broke into my Las Vegas apartment and stole me from my home.
On January
And stole
31st,
you?
2017, a multi-state manhunt was launched for 31-year-old Jack Morgan and his 19-year-old transgender partner, Sophie Brown.
You risked it all for a transgender that looks like this, brother. Like, if you're into all that DL shit, I'm pretty sure there's more transgenders out there that look convincing, that look like girls. You telling me you went for this and you kidnapped this? You crashed out over this? Was the Badussy that fucking good, gang?
Following the abduction of Jack's former girlfriend, 28-year-old
Nah, nigga.
Jane Priebe,
Boyfriend.
word came from a neighbor who saw Jack forcibly pulling Jane into a white van. Authorities tracked the suspects using their mobile device. With coordination between more than 4 law enforcement agencies, the suspects were eventually located in New Mexico, where local police moved in swiftly to make the arrest.
This is a shit ass police camera for 2017, bro.
There is a passenger! There is a passenger! Hey, keep them up! Keep them coming back! Keep them coming back! There's a passenger! There's a passenger, 48! Quiet, quiet. Hands up! Hands up, passenger! Get on the ground, passenger!
The suspects were swiftly taken into custody and secured in a patrol vehicle as additional officers rushed to retrieve and assist the victim.
Got a camera. You need a...
Oh my god, thank you.
Okay. Got it? Rolling? I got rolling. Okay, we're gonna get you out of here, okay? We're gonna get you out of here.
Do you need me to say anything about what happened or anything?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Just hold on for now, okay? Just hold on, okay? Get some pictures and we're gonna get you out.
Yo, that's crazy. That a transgender could keep their composure, like, with that girly voice, even in moments like this, where they're getting kidnapped and they're scared for their life. Because I promise you, bro, there's no way that they tune their voice to permanently sound like a girl. They have to forcefully do it. Like, they have to be like, oh my god, oh my god. Like, they have to, like, get that high pitch out of their voice. So it's like they have to do that shit every time. Oh my god, like, is there anything that I could tell you? Like, yo, bro, what the fuck? You're telling me you do that shit 24/7? There's not one moment in your fucking day where you're just like, man, fuck this shit. I'm tired of doing this voice. I would've.
She had been restrained in shackles, treated no better than an animal.
Oh,
Officers
shackles
swiftly
is
unfastened
crazy.
the restraints, and through tears, the victim began to share the harrowing details of her experience.
He choked me out like 6 times.
Here it is, here it is. Okay, hold on. Give me time.
I was in Las Vegas. He broke into my Las Vegas apartment and stole me from my home.
Las Vegas, New Mexico?
Nevada.
Nevada?
He fucking hauled ass.
There's a Las Vegas, New Mexico.
Do you know his name?
Yeah, he's my ex-boyfriend. How did you know?
They called us and told us.
Who did?
I was up at the office trying to run him, see if we had anything on him.
My god.
Were you able to get a hold of somebody to tell him where you were at, or?
He dragged me out of the place and I fought so fucking hard because I was
mean, it's a male on male fucking fight.
He choked me out 6 times.
That's all I was just gonna see if that's alright with you guys. I don't know whose it is, so.
I wear glasses, meaning like they're fucking wrecked on the floor of my apartment.
Bro, the last thing we give a fuck about right now is your glasses.
Okay, you wanna have a seat in here, warm up? Alright.
Authorities learned that Jack and the victim had ended their relationship during their college years, and that the abduction had been meticulously planned for more than a year. The suspects intended to take her to a remote cave, manipulate and coerce her
A
into
remote
marrying Jack.
cave?
Ultimately, Jack was convicted of kidnapping and handed a life term, while his partner, Sophie Brown, pleaded guilty and received 63 months behind bars, followed by 5 years of supervised release.
Wait, what? Am I missing something? What? Authorities say Nevada woman found chained and handcuffed in a van stopped by police in New Mexico had been stalked and abducted by an ex-boyfriend. The Albuquerque Journal reports the New Mexico State Police Ad V50 says that the 28-year-old woman told the 31-year-old police, or 31, well, fuck, told police 31-year-old Jack Williams said he was going to take her to a cave to brainwash her to be his wife. The woman was abducted Monday in Las Vegas and freed that night when the police stopped a van near Espanola. Morgan of Torrin, 19-year-old. Why did she get, or he get time? I don't get that part.
Cave, manipulate and coerce her into marrying Jack. Ultimately, Jack was convicted of kidnapping and handed a life term.
That's, I ain't gonna lie to you. They treat kidnapping that bad? Like that, not like, I know it's bad, but taking somebody against their will is life in prison? Even if you ain't do nothing malicious to them? Like he did, but I'm saying.
While his partner, Sophie Brown, pleaded guilty and received 63 months behind.
Sophie Brown? Oh, so is this another trans?
Bars, followed by 5 years of supervised release. In this next case, a doorbell camera captures a kidnapping attempt in real time.
God damn.
Mark Anthony Fredrickson was arrested in
Mark
Hillsboro,
Anthony.
Oregon, in April 2000.
Damn, music ain't doing that good anymore, bro.
His wife outside a home
Oh, that's his
on
wife.
32nd Avenue. He was arrested.
Alright, bro. Alright, bro. Can you call it abducting if it's your wife? If it's your wife, don't y'all live together? Aren't you basically just grabbing her like, come here, bro, like, let's talk? I don't know.
Next morning, and charged with kidnapping and harassment. Despite the serious charges, he was released on bail. No updates on the case have been made public.
You see, he got fucking hit with kidnapping and another charge, and then he just got sent to jail. I mean, he got bail. The other dude got life in prison. Life? Life? Some nigga get bail and the other nigga get life?
Next up, police had to rescue an 11-year-old autistic boy who was being held captive by his parent in a filthy cage, covered in feces.
Hello? I know you want the gate open, baby. We're working on that right now.
On April 23rd, 2024, Nevada police officers, accompanied by a school truancy officer, visited the home of Jeffrey and Misty Scanlon.
Holy shit. Holy shit, these parents look insane. Like, this looked like if Queso never streamed and he just stayed playing games. And then this, I don't know. I don't even know who the fuck you look like. I really don't. You look like Paul Heyman. You look like Queso, and you look like Paul Heyman. Yeah.
Fair check after their 11-year-old autistic son had been absent from school for an extended period. When they knocked, there was no response. But inside the house, they heard loud screams, the sound of a gate being shaken, and a child shouting, "Let me out," immediately signaling that something was terribly wrong.
Jeffrey? Sorry to wake you up, bud. What time did you go to bed? 2, 3. This morning? Yeah. Okay, so it's not horrible. You got some sleep. Yeah. Even though the kids might have kept you awake some. Yeah. So I'm just here because they asked me to be here. Okay. Based on the situation, the kids haven't been in school. One of them's being homeschooled for the number of days that they haven't been in school. Yeah. So they got a few questions based on what they need to do as a school representative for truancy.
Is that the kid in the background?
Yeah. It sounds like you got some challenges here at the house. Your wife and you have different, schedules to probably try to handle the kids and stuff like that. Yeah. That's great. It sounds like you're trying the hardest you can to make the situation work, right? So, but they still have a job to do based on, their policies and.
Yes, we're just checking because they haven't been at school. He's not in school today, and I think he hasn't been at school. They're supposed to be in Nevada Learning Academy, but they haven't been, enrolled. So we're just concerned to see. We just want to check that they're all okay, so that I can bring the report back to school. What concerned me was that I heard the banging, and he said, "Let me out." Open the
Bro is saying, like he don't got his kid in a fucking cage.
When I asked if he's okay, he stayed quiet. So I just want to make sure that I can see that he's okay.
Oh yeah, he's okay. And a kid like that, it makes sense that they would say, "Let me out."
When officers asked for permission to enter, Jeffrey surprisingly agreed. What they found inside was shocking. His 11-year-old son was confined in a metal, cage-like structure wearing only a diaper. The space was filthy, with boarded up windows, trash scattered everywhere, and human waste smeared across the walls and floor.
Ew, bro.
Clear they had walked into a house of horrors.
Yo. So you're telling me as soon as you walk in the house, he caged up the living room just to put his kids in there for when they act up?
Their concern quickly shifted from the boy to his siblings.
What the
them to
fuck?
check on their well-being as well.
Hey, buddy. We had to do this because it keeps him from kicking holes everywhere in the house. Does he have he doesn't hit his head on the walls or anything like that? No. Okay. How about the other?
Yo, this dude is scared or off drugs, bro. This dude is scared or off drugs. Look at his eyes. His eyes is like this. He said something about what?
Hit his head on the walls or anything like that? No. Okay.
What's the puppy? Oh, I thought he said, what's the poopy?
How about the other children that are supposed to be in school? Yeah, they're upstairs. You got them down here? Yeah.
Although the other children were physically okay, they too appeared neglected. Jeffrey claimed they had all been sick with the flu and said the boy was locked up because he was super destructive. However, the officers weren't convinced and immediately called Child Protective Services as Jeffrey's wife soon arrived on the scene.
Yeah, bro, y'all got a caged up kid.
So, the situation is we're gonna need somebody en route here. So we got our SVU on the way. Their most autistic child, whose name is.
Damn, he's autistic and y'all caging him up.
Caged into the downstairs living area, and when I say caged, he's naked. There's feces around.
That's fucking disgusting.
Extremely messy in the area, and windows are boarded up. Yeah. When did you have this installed then? A few years ago. 6 years ago. Oh wow. Okay.
The bubble guppies? Oh, the gate opens. You beautiful voice. I love to hear you talk.
Ew, is that shit on the wall? Cop did say that there was feces splattered all over the wall. And not to see mad brown and black shit on the wall. On a white wall. That's disgusting. How y'all give him a phone but don't give him a bathroom?
I can't wait to make you happy, buddy.
Hello? I know you want the gate open, baby. We're working working on that right now.
The boy, who struggled with speech difficulties related to his autism, was denied access to school and confined in a cage, conditions that likely worsened his challenges. Along with his siblings, the 11-year-old was taken from the home and placed into protective custody by Child Protective Services. Both parents were arrested, convicted of child abuse and neglect, and given a suspended sentence of 364 days, along with 1 year of probation.
What the fuck is a suspended sentence? So they got their kids taken away for a year?
Thank you for watching.
What that mean?
Please like, subscribe, and watch this one.
Download the Kayak app to
Hey, that video was low-key crazy in the beginning. I'm not gonna hold you.